Rahul Shukla, who has set up a factory in India. So he's the president and CEO of SSY Technologies. And the SSY Technologies is supplying to major aircraft manufacturers, all the major aircraft manufacturers. And his medical device product makes state-of-the-art tools for orthopedic surgery. So with that introduction, I would like to invite Rahul Shukla.
Thank you, Prakash. Good morning to all the GOPIO delegates from around the world. I want to put you all at ease by promising that I will make sure that my speech is not only informative but entertaining. Now, what happens many a times once a speaker gets his hands on microphone, he goes on and on and on, and the people in the audience are wondering, I say, when is it coming to the end of the speech? So my speech is 15 minutes, so I'm just putting you all at ease. Have you heard about this story that in India, at a political rally, a speaker went on and on and on, and in the audience, one after another, people started leaving. And so in the end, there was only one person left in the audience. So the speaker, as he concludes his speech, he turns to this one lone person and says, "You must have found my speech very stimulating." So the guy says, "Not really, I'm the next speaker." So I have 15 minutes today, and I am going to make sure that the next speakers don't suffer. So I will speak fast. My company, SSY, was founded in 1844. That is right, 1844. That was before Abraham Lincoln became President of the United States. That is before Jhansi Ki Rani had started her mutiny. I took a job with this company. I was doing my PhD and ran out of money. This company was by this time very small, and in 1973 I took a job as a second shift inspector. And in 1988 I ended up buying that company. That, ladies and gentlemen, can happen only in America. Today I run two manufacturing companies in USA, one in England and one in India. Many say that business comes naturally to Indians. Not to me, but you all have heard that business comes naturally to Indians. And I'll tell you this story. In Piscataway, at a lower school, a second grade teacher asked all her students, says, "Boys and girls, tell me who was the greatest man ever born on the face of the earth. If you give me right answer, I will give you a $10 prize." So Liam, an Irish kid, raised his hand and he said, "Teacher, that would be St. Patrick." So the teacher says, "No, Liam, that is not the right answer. I can't give you the prize." So then a Jewish kid, Joshua, raises his hand and says, "Teacher, that would be King David." And the teacher says, "No, Joshua, that is not the right answer. I can't give you the prize." Then an Indian kid, Sanjay Patel, he raises his hand and he says, "Teacher, that would be Jesus Christ." And the teacher says, "That is the right answer, Sanjay. Come on over. Take your prize." So as Sanjay comes to the podium and taking money from teacher's hands, teacher says, "Sanjay, I don't understand. You are a Hindu boy, and yet you knew that Jesus Christ is the greatest man ever born?" And Sanjay says, "Teacher, in my heart I know it is Bhagwan Krishna, but business is business." So the business never came naturally to me. My father was a renowned journalist. He ran his newspaper until he died at the age of 94. He was a poet, a lawyer, a journalist, a painter. I myself was in India, I wrote fiction. And then I came to the United States, did my master's, and I told my wife, I want to go to Hollywood and I want to direct movies. I kid you not. And so what I do now was my plan B. And with that, I am going to go to my slideshow. Oh, with me, I have my lovely wife, Meena. She does not work with me in my businesses, but she does special projects, and she's my #1 advisor. We are married 40 years last month, and this is what we looked like 40 years ago. This is what we look like now. You will see Meena looks the same, but I have a lot more mileage on me. She is my #1 advisor and my best friend. One time she said to me, Rahul, you are so good looking, you are so intelligent, and you are so handsome. I said, Meena, honey, I wish I can say the same things about you. She says, Rahul, honey, you can if you lie like me. My company makes flexible shafts, surgical, orthopedic instruments. Our annual sales is $27 million. Market focus is aerospace, automotive, and medical. Our shafts are used on aeroplane for the system that allows the aeroplane to land. We make a very small part. On a 747, the aeroplane sells for $370 million. Our part is only $900. Yet we brag about it because 98% of all the aeroplanes in the world have at least one SSY part on them. These are the different aeroplanes that we are on. In medical, our flexible shaft is used for laser surgery, for breast biopsy, for MRI drug delivery. In automotive, every power seat has 5 flexible shafts. In half of all the cars in the United States, they use SSY flexible shaft. If your power seat in your car is working correctly, you have my product. If it has any problems, it is definitely made by my competitor. We have a division that makes orthopedic surgical tools. Our expertise is in taking the old implants out. And we make a series of kits where every implant that they put in knee joint, hip joint, everything has a life of 15 years. And at the end of 15 years, it will break. And would you believe there is no company in the United States that made tools that can take the old implant out. So we are considered #1 company for extraction of old implants. A company with very rich history. It was founded in 1844. This was the building in Philadelphia in 1881, and that building is preserved. And today, if you go, I think it's on Morris Street, and the building is still there. This is our building now in Piscataway, New Jersey. These are some of the old advertisements. You can see SSY toothpaste in 1910. Now, there are many articles written about us in many magazines. This is our facility in Piscataway, this is in Milton Keynes, and this is our plant in India. And we made sure that our plant in India was made beautiful, because many a times our American customers will judge our quality by how good looking our plant is. And so we really worked very hard and made the plant so nice. So when our customers go to visit and they see our plant, they right away know that this company has respect for quality.
Which part?
Now, our customers, the automotive customers, they say, we want you to go to China because we want you to make our parts cheaper. Well, I said, why do I go to China? I don't speak Chinese, I speak Indian. I did a study whether China is a better country to manufacture your parts or India. And as I was doing it, I was so surprised. India has so many strengths, but I never sat down and identified all those. So when I wrote that report, this was in 2004 or 5, somebody said, why don't you send it to Narendra Modi? Because I had said that India is better than China and Gujarat is the best state in India. I sent that report to Narendra Modi. I have, by the way, a copy of that report if anybody wants to look at or take it with you. It is a bit dated because I wrote that in 2006. Why India? Here are some reasons. Language. You know, I have customers who, in China, language is a big barrier. In India, even a rickshawala speaks little bit of English. At the airport, the guy who wants to carry your luggage will speak a little bit of English. Wages in India are better, more competitive than in China. Court system. Now, you know in India, court system really sucks. But at least you understand that court system. It is based on Western laws. If you are in China and they put you in prison, you don't even know what is the procedure to file for an appeal. Intellectual property. China is not very big on protecting your intellectual property. So if you are a manufacturer and if you are comparing between India and China, there is no comparison. India, with its slow court system and slow judicial system, still will protect your intellectual property. Engineers. India produces about 1 million engineers a year. Financial services. Do you know Bombay Stock Exchange was the oldest stock exchange in Asia? So compared to many other countries, India has much better banking system and financial services. And democracy. Now, again, we know how many things are wrong with Indian democracy, but what is the alternative? So India, at least you will understand the system. I know somebody who was doing business in China and they shipped bad parts, and then the guy was visiting China and they actually put him in prison. And you don't know how to fight that. In India, even though you will complain about our judicial system, at least you understand our judicial system. Wages, people cost is lower. Now, my factory is in interior Gujarat, so I will share some wages with you. Semi-skilled, the pay is 6,500 rupees a month. Now, I'm not exploiting anybody. There is a long line to get those jobs because 6,500 rupees is a middle class wage in interior Gujarat. Benefits, I pay life insurance, health insurance, not that we have to, but we do. So it's $2,000 a month. That's 8,500 rupees per month. That's 60 cents per hour. Electricians is 10,000 rupees a month. CNC operator is 10,000 rupees a month. CNC programmer is 18,000 rupees a month. Junior engineer is 15,000 rupees a month. A manager is 30,000 rupees and senior manager is 70,000 rupees to 1.5 lakh. But all of that, when you divide by 66 rupees for dollar, you will realize what a tremendous bargain this is. Not only workers cost less, but they are smarter. Now this sounds like a sort of a little racist statement. The reason why Indian worker is smarter is because Indian worker has gone to college to become a factory worker. There are courses, the trade schools, it's called ITI. And so every worker in my company has done 2 years of training. Also, most other people have a bachelor's degree. And when they get a job at SSY, they buy Panda and go and give it to all their friends and relatives and say, I got a job at SSY. So the pride, Do you think a factory worker in New Jersey, when he gets a job, is going to distribute panda to their relatives? So the pride that they are happy to be a factory worker, and that is why they do a much better job. Now, corruption, yes. And I did not want to not deal with this. Because everybody says we want to do a business in India. I said, how would we deal with corruption? Well, if you live a clean life, then it is not bad. You know, when corruption becomes a problem is when we want to complain about it, but yet benefit from it. So we refuse any benefits due to shortcuts. We pay full taxes on everything. We meet every single Factory Act rule. We follow every single labor law. Now, even then, excise people, they are horrible people. You can't deal with them. They want their money no matter what. I said one time I was there, I met their head guy. I said, listen, we don't do anything illegal. He says, "To karo na, hum kahan na bolte hain." Then I said, I need to talk to your boss. बोलते शुक्ला जी आप बहुत नादान हैं. आपको क्या पता नहीं मैं आपके पास पैसे मांगता हूँ. मैं तो इसमें से छोटी सी रकम लूंगा, बाकी मेरे बॉस के पास रहेगा. वो छोटी सी रकम लेगा, बाकी उसके पास है. ये तो दिल्ली तक पहुँचने वाला है साहब. So he says, आप किस के पास जाके complain करेंगे? So what we did was we said we will never pay bribes. Then if there are some people who absolutely make our life miserable, if we have to pay the money, we will never get a single benefit from it. Because then at least we can say, it was like paying taxes, but we don't want any benefits. I met a very big businessman in India a few years ago. He gave me very good advice. He says, look, ये जो भी अमेरिका से आते हैं, they all complain about India's culture and India's bribery. And he says, Shukla ji, don't try to repair India. He says, don't lecture us about morality. And he says, listen, you can find many things wrong about India and then you can leave India. That is not the answer. He says, I bet you have many complaints about your marriage. He says, but you don't get a divorce. He says, you work things out. So he gave me advice. He says, do this. Treat your employees right. Treat your customers right. Treat your suppliers right. Be a model business citizen. He says, never try to take advantage of the corrupt system. Then if you have to give money to government greedy people, and in parentheses, who will all go to hell, make up for that by making donations to deserving charities. And I thought that was a great advice. I can go to India and keep complaining about small things. Big things are right, small things are wrong. Rather than complain about it, I said what I am going to do. I give a lot of money to charity. We have a rule that every employee in our company, we have to call them bhai. So our driver, that his name is Nilesh, and all the managers were calling him Nilya. And I said, no, it is Nilesh Bhai. So that is the kind of company we are running. So there are a few things wrong about making parts in India. But just because of few bad things, do not give up on many wonderful advantages. I am glad I listened to that man's advice. Today in New Jersey, we are a very profitable company. And the reason why we are successful in New Jersey is because I have a factory in India. So we have a good business model. It's a win-win model. In New Jersey, we provide technical service, customer service. We make more complex parts here. I was telling Congressman Pallone, I said, look, follow my example. We did not reduce employment in New Jersey. But by starting a company in India, we actually increased the employment in New Jersey. At SSY, our employees are our family. And I will quickly show you all the crazy things we do. St. Patrick's Day. Now in India also we do similar things, but I don't have pictures of India. St. Patrick's Day, we all come in green. Hawaiian Shirt Day, we all come in Hawaiian shirt. And then you can see we do Hawaiian dance at work. Take your kids to work. All your kids can come to work 8 to 4:30. We interview them, we give them jobs. Halloween, you can see we are a bit goofy company. We take all workers bowling 4 times a year. We take them to baseball games. At Christmas party, we do talent show. And every department can put a 4-minute skit, and then we give prizes. On Health Day, we provide cholesterol test and sugar test to all the workers. We encourage workers to run in a 5K run. Once a year, we take top 5 employees and their family to a Caribbean island vacation. And you can see we are the horseback riding in the sea. We used to have a union many years ago. After I took over and 15 years later, workers got together and they voted the union out, which rarely happens. And it shows that if you do the right things, that right results will occur. There is a Hindi song, Bhagwan ke ghar der hai, andher nahi hai. So you should not give up. You should not say, I did the right thing yesterday, how come right result did not happen today? Always remember, Bhagwan ke ghar der hai, andher nahi hai. There are some articles written on our company. My own philosophy, I'm bringing it to end. In India, in our plant, I have put all my favorite quotations and posters. I said, it's my company. What the heck? Why should I not let everybody know what my philosophies are? So here, Einstein said this, 1,000 experiments cannot prove me correct, yet one experiment can prove me wrong. Now think about it. It is so profound that you can say, oh, this happened to me 3 times. That doesn't make it the truth. But opposite happens 1 time. If I say this glass is unbreakable and I drop it 10 times and it doesn't break, who knows, it might break 11th time. But if I say it is unbreakable and it breaks first time, it has proven me wrong. My favorite writer, Wayne Dyer, said, conflict cannot survive without your participation. So we all forget that. We say, yeah, my wife started an argument today. But if you do not participate, how would it go further? Never wrestle with a pig. You both get dirty, but the pig enjoys it. So sometimes I have relatives who are unappreciative and they always create problems for me, and I bet all of you have those. And then somebody says, why don't you get even with them? I say, no, they have better practice at this than I have. And I say, if I try to do what they do, in the end, I will not be as good. Plus, they enjoy it and I don't enjoy it. Life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. So there are times in the morning you have a cup of coffee and your child may come and bump into you and you spill it on your clothes, and then you start screaming at your child. It is not the act of spilling of cup of coffee, it is your reaction to it. The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. Gandhiji said this, there are many causes that I am prepared to die for, but no cause that I am prepared to kill for. This I tell all our workers, that your family comes first. The work will wait while you show your child the rainbow, but the rainbow will not wait while you do the work. There is no revenge as complete as forgiveness. A person without a sense of humor is like a wagon without springs, jolted by every pebble in the road. And so we have a rule at SS White, we only hire people with sense of humor. And Abraham Lincoln said this too shall pass. When things look really bleak, always remember it is not going to last, it will pass. Robert Kennedy said this, there are those who look at things the way they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. Thank you for letting me tell you our story. Thank you very much.
My question is to Mr. Shukla ji. You are an amazing role model for the youngsters who migrate to US, because I've rarely seen somebody who joins a company and takes over as an owner. I've seen people starting their own business after being an employee. So congratulations. I have two questions. One is that when is that SS White technology going to become SS Global Technologies? Because the white name sounds not connected with India. So I look forward for a new entity. Then my question is, the next question is in A&D. See, you have operations in US, UK and India. The management dynamics are very different because I have worked in both the countries. Incidentally, I have worked in all the three industries what you are dealing with. I was ex-Boeing, then I worked in medical equipments, then I worked in automobile. So I need that mantra. What is a success story when you switch over to Indian management to US management, and also the mantra of your success story? Thank you.
Sure. Let me give you a couple of quick answers. SS White the name was Samuel Stockton White, and he was a pioneer dentist. He actually invented dentistry. Up until that time, dentistry was not a science. And so in 1844, he started this company, SS White, and to make parts for his company. That later became an industrial company that I ended up buying, and I retained the name because the products of SS White are in Smithsonian Museum. And if you Google SS White, you will see that he's considered father of dentistry. I started another company, Shukla Medical, which makes orthopedic surgical tools. And I tried very hard to keep the word white in it because I thought that my respect for SS White should be shown. But we had some trademark issues, so I could not put the word white into that, and we ended up with Shukla Medical. Then one day I went in Google and I said, let me search the word Shukla. And as you know, most of you, Shukla in Sanskrit means white. So it somehow has worked out well. How I ended up buying my company was I had a small job and then I was getting promotions. And in life, you do well when there is kindness from strangers. On your own, it is not always easy to do things right. Anytime when somebody is successful, there are some other people who have helped. There is a saying that if you see a frog on the pole, then you know somebody must have put him there. So in my life, there were so many kind people who helped me. And I was doing well, and then company was not doing well, company was being sold. I went home and told my wife, Meena, I said, they are selling this company for only $6 million. She said, we have $6,000. So I said, that's fantastic. I said, the number 6 is right. I said, these zeros, stupid zeros, will work it out. And I went one bank after another bank. Oh, before that I gathered my American friends and I said, let's buy this company. So my friend Tom says, Rahul, why would they sell it to us? So I said, Tom, why do beautiful women marry ugly men? He says, I don't know. I said, but they do. He says, all the time. I said, Tom, are you good looking? He said, no. I said, neither am I. And I said, so this is our time now. I said, let us grab this opportunity. Ugly men are coming, I said. And I went bank after bank after bank, and everybody was laughing at me. Everybody was laughing at me. And I realized that what other people think of you doesn't matter. See, you have to take a chance. And I said to Meena was great. She said, hey, we'll sell the house, we'll go back into an apartment, don't worry, go for it. And I said to her, if I try and fail, I am no worse off than what I am right now. And so that gave me the courage. As far as India, the way we handled it was really, we tried to be so straightforward and honest. You know, people in my accounting department in India, they tell their friends and relatives with so much pride. He says, I work for a company where they don't ask me to lie about anything. And it's a great, great selling point in their mind. So he says, Mr. Shukla, how do we need to do this entry for such and such expense? And I said, do it the right way. We don't try to save a single penny in taxes. In Surendranagar, we are probably 10th largest company, but we pay the highest income tax. And it doesn't matter. So what happened was, when we lived a very ethical life, our employees saw that. And when our employees saw that, they became more like us. That's a long answer to one question.